It's time to talk about the Chicago Bulls, and here to give you guys my top 5 bold predictions for the Chicago Bulls this upcoming season. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA, and here to talk, like I mentioned, about the Chicago Bulls with the season right around the corner. And I do this video pretty much every year, so I'm excited to do it again. So if you guys are new to the channel and you guys are Bulls fans or NBA fans in general, because I also do talk about the NBA as a whole, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That is the best way to support me on this channel, is to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time I drop a new video, guys. I do so pretty much every day, okay? So you don't want to miss out. And follow me, guys, on my social media accounts, all right? Links down below on the screen for all of that. Reach out, ask questions, do what it is you gotta do. Let's get into it. So as I mentioned, I do this video pretty much every year. You know, it's supposed to be a bold take, right? So these are not just, the lukewarm, regular takes, that are very achievable. I try to go a little bit above and say, okay, we're going to go bold, all right? So these are bold, and if you hear it and think, oh, that's not going to happen, well, it's bold, all right? There's a chance. I'm not saying it will for sure, but there's a chance. And now last year, I look back at my predictions from last year, and, I had the Bulls making the playoffs, and obviously that didn't happen. And, I had, Lauri Markkanen breaking out, and obviously we know he actually regressed. But then, I had Zach LaVine finishing, I think, top 10 in scoring, and he got to, top right outside. I think he was, 13. So, again, there's always going to be some hits, some misses, okay? But, again, the point here is to be bold. I'm still going to be realistic here, but I'm going to be bold with my prediction. Not so bold where I say, okay, the Bulls are going to have 5 All-Stars. Nothing like that. But we are still going to try to make it as bold but as realistic as we can. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right, so here we go. One other thing I do want to point out is I'm going to be starting at number 5, working my way up to number 1, but number 5 is going to be my least bold prediction, and then number 1 is going to be my boldest, okay? So keep that in mind. And as we take a look at number 5, I've got Lauri Markkanen averages 20 and 10. That's 20 points and 10 rebounds. And to be honest, folks, that's why I have it at number 5. Is I don't think it's very bold, but still qualifies under the bold take, if you would. Look, folks, Lauri Markkanen in his second year was averaging 19 and basically 9 rebounds a game, okay? 19 points, 9 rebounds a game. And then Jim Boylen came, and he just screwed everything up, okay? And Lauri went back down to 15 and 6. And now I believe with Billy Donovan, an actual stable, functional head coach, and, a good front office in place, Lauri is going to be able to take that leap that many expected him to. All right, Lauri Markkanen is supposed to be a star by now. He was in that draft class with Jason Tatum, with Donovan Mitchell, with guys like that. And I want Lauri on that level. Now, I'm not going to make that proclamation because that is super duper bold, but I'm going to say that Lauri gets back to averaging 20 and 10. And to be honest, I can see him averaging 22 and 10, 22 and 11. It's very easy. He's not going to be relegated to being a spot-up shooter like he was last year, so the rebounding numbers are going to go up. I'm not even worried about the scoring. Lauri can score 20 in his sleep, okay? It's the rebounds that are going to be the more difficult part, and I believe he is going to be able to, again, move all over the court, and so it's not going to be just about the points and shooting threes. It's going to be about him being able to get rebounds as well. So Lauri Markkanen averages a 20 and 10 double-double. All right, here we go. Moving on to number 4 of my bold predictions. We've got Billy Donovan finishing in top 5 in Coach of the Year voting. Yes, that's right, okay? I could have obviously gone ahead and say Billy Donovan winning Coach of the Year, but that was way too bold, and I do want to, again, keep some sense of realism here. Now, here's why I have this as a prediction. Billy Donovan, we know, is a major, major upgrade, light years ahead of the former head coach of the Chicago Bulls and Jim Boylen, who we are still trying to just forget all about him and erase him from our memories and pretend it never happened. So with Billy Donovan, I think he is going to do a masterful job with this roster, and I think people underestimate how much talent there actually is on this Bulls roster. Do we have any superstars? No. But do we have a bunch of good quality players, especially high drafted players? Yeah, we do. And I think Billy Donovan is going to find a way to maximize all of the key core players on this team and help them get to their potential. And again, to win Coach of the Year, you have to do something really crazy. But do I see Billy Donovan getting some votes to finish top 5 in Coach of the Year? Absolutely, because I think he's going to turn around this team, one step at a time. So I got Billy Donovan, again, finishing top 5 in Coach of the Year voting. All right, here we go. Moving on to bold prediction number 3, and that is Coby White averages 17 to 18 points per game and 5 assists per game. All right, I'm kind of hedging my bet a little bit here because I put a range and not the exact points per game, but you get my point here. All right, Coby White last year averaged about 13 points a game and less than 3 assists. All right, and so I am having him take a significant leap here in terms of his scoring and his assists. Right, we're going from 13 to 18. Right, 13 to 17 to 18. That's a big jump, and from less than 3 assists to 5 assists a game. So I think that's pretty bold, and here's why. Coby White is going to be the starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls, which means he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. And just by virtue of you having the ball in your hands, you're going to accumulate stats. Now, here's the other thing. Coby White is going to be a secondary scorer on this team, but I believe at times he will be the primary guy. So I really see only 3 guys scoring the basketball this year for the Bulls, which is obviously Zach LaVine, our top scorer. But then after him, it could be either Coby White, it could be either Lauri Markkanen, right? So it's one or the other. Now, if I have Lauri averaging 20 points per game, then that means that, am I really going to predict all 3 of Coby, Lauri, and Zach to all average 20? Probably not. So I'm going to take it down a notch for Coby, but I still think he can score 17, 18 with ease, folks. I'm talking about a guy who end of last year, we saw how explosive he is, how quickly he can score. He's a microwave. He gets hot so quick. So I think Coby White has the potential to absolutely hit these numbers, and that's why I've got that as my 3rd bold prediction. All right, here we go. Moving on to bold prediction number 2. We're getting bolder and bolder here. And I've got the Bulls have at least one All-Star next season. Now, again, this I think is very bold because, folks, I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying it's the hardest thing ever to make the All-Star team, but certainly when you are, limited in spots, it makes it much more difficult. So we know the main culprits in terms of who could be an All-Star on this team is either Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, or Coby White. I would say Zach has got a significant advantage over the others. And so I think at least Zach has an opportunity to make the All-Star team. I think it's a pretty big deal here. And taking a look at who made the All-Star team last year, folks, I mean, listen, I know it seems very hard, but the guys that I thought were on the cusp, but that I believe really, Zach could take the spot over. Domantas Sabonis made it last year. Not saying these guys didn't deserve it, but I'm just saying they made it last year, and I think they don't necessarily repeat. Kyle Lowry, Ben Simmons, Kemba Walker, Chris Middleton. So these are a few of the guys that made the team last year that I don't necessarily think they'll make it again. And if I had to pick, I'd probably say Sabonis, Kemba, and Middleton, right? So that's 3 spots potentially for Zach or anybody else on this Bulls team to grab an All-Star spot for. So that's why I've got that as my number 2 bold prediction. And here we go, my number 1 bold prediction. And it's a prediction a lot of people keep dancing around, but I'm not going to. I'm going to get straight to it. The Chicago Bulls qualify for the play-in tournament and make the playoffs, okay? So I'm saying it right now. You heard it here first. The Chicago Bulls make the playoffs next year, okay? Why is this bold, Faiz? I'll tell you why. Do you know how many teams are pretty much locks in the East next year to make the playoffs? The Milwaukee Bucks, the Toronto Raptors, the Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Brooklyn Nets. That's 6 teams already locked. There's no chance, barring injury, that they don't make the playoffs, all right? So essentially you've got 2 spots left, right? 2 spots left to qualify, to make it. And then we've got, a bunch of teams that'll play for the qualifying tournament to get into the playoffs. But between 2 spots, You've got teams like the Pacers, who made the playoffs last year, the Wizards, who've got Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. They could compete for it. You've got the Hawks, who are up and coming. You've got the Hornets, who got Gordon Hayward and LaMelo Ball. And you've got the Bulls. So it's not going to be easy, folks. I'm telling you right now, to say the Bulls are going to make the playoffs is actually a pretty big deal. So to me, I believe the Bulls will do it. And like I said, I think the Bulls have the potential to get in over these other teams. Again, if I had to pick between, which two of these five here, between the Pacers, Wizards, Hawks, and Hornets, and Bulls gets in, I obviously the Bulls would be. And then who's the only other team here? I'd probably say the Wizards. I'm leaning towards that right now. But if not, then I could certainly say the Indiana Pacers. But the Atlanta Hawks, you can't sleep on them either. So it's tough. It's tough. Either way, I don't care. The Bulls are making the playoffs next year. I'm telling you right now, I see it happening. That is my bold prediction, folks. I'm telling you, you might not think it's bold, but it really is because of how difficult it is going to be to make the playoffs next year. And keep in mind, we're talking about a shortened season as well, so less games for the Chicago Bulls as well. So there you have it, folks. My 5 bold predictions for the Chicago Bulls upcoming season. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with the prediction. As always, thanks for watching.